I'm the 5-Minute Professor, and today's lesson is on our 5th U.S. President, James Monroe, and he might possibly be, well, okay, there's no chance that James Monroe is our greatest president, but he's still a good president. He's still a top 3rd president for sure. A good president, a slaveholder, not a great guy, but a good president. And Jefferson, Madison, and Monroe, all from Virginia, all from the same basic school of thought, the Jeffersonian model for democracy, and all 3 served sequential, full terms. So 2 terms, 2 terms, 2 terms. That did not happen again until the inauguration of Barack Obama. That presidents were elected to back-to-back complementary terms. And they were all on the same team. He's also significant for a number of different reasons. He is the only man who has a foreign capital city named for him and was president of the United States. It's true. He had this plan for recolonizing Africa with Americanized slaves that were going to be taken back to the country of Liberia, and it is why the capital of Liberia is Monrovia. True story. He is the last of the presidents to wear the powdered wig and the tricorn hat. He was known as the last cocked hat. He is the last founding father to be president of the United States. He was one of 2 people wounded at the Battle of Trenton in 1776. He was a lieutenant at the time, took a musket ball in the shoulder, but survived, of course, because he eventually became president. But he eventually died, and he was the 3rd U.S. president to die on a July 4th. Of course, Adams and Jefferson died on the anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1826. He died in 1831, 5 years later. Then, of course, there is the Monroe Doctrine, which we know of as the Monroe Doctrine because he read it, but he didn't write it. John Quincy Adams, his Secretary of State, actually wrote the Monroe Doctrine. The principle that European powers could not hold sway over countries that had revolted against them in North America, and that we would protect them. Now, it's important to note that that didn't apply to places which didn't revolt. So the Bahamas, Bermuda, places that were British, they were fine. But if the European countries revolted, they weren't allowed to come back in. So really it was to keep Spain and France out of North and South America. But it's still the Monroe Doctrine. We still know of it today. Monroe was the last president elected nearly unanimously in his last election in 1820. Perceptum, quispium, damnatium. Learn something, damn it. I'm the 5-Minute Professor, and thank you very much for listening to today's lesson. If you have any comments at all, please put them in the comments section down below. And of course, like it and subscribe to the channel. But most important, if you liked it, if you commented, and if you subscribed, tell your friends. Perceptum, quispium, damnatium. Learn something, damn it.